Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, back in my cider shed with some more perry to try. It's a single variety perry. We had something from this producer a few weeks ago. First time I'd had anything. They're quite northerly for a cider maker. I mean, there's ones up in Scotland, but you know, for an English cider maker, they're quite northerly. They are in the environs of Manchester, Altrincham. Dunham Press is the name, and we have a big bottle. We have a bit. The last one we had from them was the Dabbler, so dabbing it, which is all right. I felt like they'd watered it back a bit to whatever the 5 point something percent. Number 342, I think was the film, but I'll put it on the screen. And there it is. Look at that. That's quite a beautiful looking thing, isn't it? That is what I would call a brassy looking perry, which means we expect to have a bit of richness. Dunham Press is a tree, and I just noticed some sort of stag. Is this sort of this negative space? Is that what that's called? I can remember some sort of silhouette of a stag in a tree. It's on Dunham Massey. It's on what is it? What's it called? National Heritage? Is it National Trust property? A National Trust property, and I think the guy makes it. He might be called Alan. I think his granddad or great granddad started farming there yonks ago. I think is the technical term. Yeah. And I think the trees there, I think they've got some trees going back maybe 200 years, something like that. And they are, making cider. I think the last bottle we had was a cultured yeast as well. It said yeast on the ingredients, so you seem so. What does it say on here? Very little. Dunham Press cider, the Bothy, WF14 4SH, Dunham Press cider, blah, blah, blah. Ingredients, cider. I've never seen that as an ingredient before. Serve chilled and consume once opened. Okay, I will. Store at 2 to 5 degrees away from sunlight. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to try and make this fast. Not because I have a pressing engagement, but because it's effing freezing in here. It is cold. It's going to be colder tomorrow, and I'm down at Blakeney Market, so I'm going to have to wrap up warm, take a hot drink. ABV 6.8%. This has not been watered back. So Blakeney Red, believed to come from the village of Blakeney and the Forest of Dean, not in Norfolk. Not that there's a Blakeney in Norfolk as well. Was known in the sort of 19th century, 1800s, so like quite widely planted. Dual purpose, so for cooking in the pot and for making it into cider. Not much of an eater, I don't think, but it's one of the most commonly seen single variety perry pears, basically. Let's open this mother. Oh, it's still. It's still. I didn't know it was still. Kind of exciting actually. It is a nice colour. Let's pour it into my cider salon glass and get a better look at said colour. It's a really good colour actually. Look at that. I mean, if I didn't know better, I'd say it was a cider almost. It's like amber. Where's me thingamajig? It is here. There you go. Look at that. That is. I mean, it's got some colour. That. I mean, it really does. It does look almost like a cider. I mean, the skins on these things are very red. They're meant to be beautiful. I think they were used to dye cotton and stuff. I think that's another use to be used for as a dye, red dye, I assume. So yeah, maybe you get a lot like some colour from the skin in the flesh. I don't know. Don't know. Bright didn't mention that either, did I? So I don't know if it's filtered or racked off or what. Yeah, ingredients, cider, and it's not even that. It's perry, so that's not even right. Oh well, never mind. Let's have a sniff. Ooh, smells all right. It smells trad. There's got some acidity in that. See, blind, I would say this was a cider. I mean, not blind, because based on the colour as well. But on the nose, it's got a little bit of funk to it. It's got some acidity to it. It's got almost a sweated apple character to it. Doesn't smell like a perry to me at all, this. It smells like a traditional cider with some acidity from sharps. Yeah, I mean, unless they've mislabeled the bottle, but you know, I can't believe that they would have done that. What an interesting beverage. Maybe a hint of pear there, just the merest hint of like ripe pear, rich pear, sorted pear. But yeah, a kind of like acidity. It smells like something from a trad farm in Somerset, you know, that's what it smells like, or Devon, you know, still traditional cider. Let's try it. Tannin. Bone dry. No sorbitol. So no residual sweetness whatsoever in this. 6.8% Blakeney Red Perry. Dunham pressed cider. It contains cider. Gosh. Now this is a really interesting / confusing drink. Because it doesn't taste like any perry I've ever had. It tastes more like a traditional cider. I think I am getting hints of pear, but if you gave me this blind, I would say it was like oh, actually, what was that? Getting something interesting on the nose. Hang on. Almost like a peatiness I got off the nose then. I wonder if this is barrel aged. I wonder if it's been in a barrel or something. I mean, it feels to me like it's probably had wild yeast. 6.8%, fermented to dry. Yeah, peaty character on the nose. Subtle, but I feel like it's there. No vintage on this, as far as I can see. Oh, actually there is. But they've stuck the price over it. How stupid is that? So why would you stick the price over the okay, batch number 871120. Don't know what that means. I assume that is November 2020, because the best before is November 2022. So 2 years. Yeah, I mean, it's the best before, not a used by. It's almost meaningless. So that means this is about just a year old, I reckon. Fermented to dry. I mean, I feel like it's wild yeast. I mean, it's really tried. There's some bold acidity. Into funkiness. Interesting perry. Really interesting perry. I feel like it possibly... I mean, if you gave me it blind, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a perry. But there are some sort of subtle pear characteristics about it. But I've never had a Blakeney Red as dry as this. I've always had some with like residual sweetness, sorbitol in. So it's confusing me greatly, this beverage. I think it needs food with it. It's got some tannin. Not loads, not hard tannin on the back, just a stringency on the front. And it's very cold. So I'm going to sip on this throughout the evening and see how it evolves as it warms up and breathes. And if anything amazing happens, I'll pop a tasting note on the screen. How about that? That'd be great, Chris. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Alright guys, so there you go. An intriguing perry from Dunham Press. Single variety Blakeney Red. Yeah, quite a different beast. But if you like dry, traditional ciders, you will like this. You will. It's a bit pricier. You don't get as much juice out of a pear as you do out of an apple. So yeah, you tend to pay more for it. They're a bit more of a pain in the arse, which is why people make more cider than perry. You know, but I think if you saw it and you're into that sort of thing, pick yourself up a bottle, do yourself a favour, give it a go. Okay guys, thank you for joining me in my very cold shed. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.